Universal law just says yes. That's all it does. It doesn't know the difference between $1 or $1 billion. It doesn't know, right? One person in whatever position they are, they'd probably die to be in the position you are financially. They'd be like, I made it, right? The next person would be like, oh my gosh, she's broke, right? It's relative. So what matters is actually your perception of it. And obviously, universal law and spiritual psychology would show us that our identity, our perception of what's happening is playing out the story and the meaning, right? You could shift your perception and potentially feel like the most abundant person ever and be so grateful for everything that you have and live pure abundance right here and right now. Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. May you live your truth. Hi, Amy. Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. I'm super excited to have you here. What is going on?
Hi, Dr. Erin. Thank you so much for having me today. I have been struggling with making money. My whole life has been a constant, make a little money, but not able to keep it. I work really hard. I have been started working at age 12. I'm in my later 40s and I still am not able to seem to make money, and it's quite frustrating.
Thank you so much. So this is very common. I think money is such a big topic for people. So I'm sure there's lots of people listening in right now. So I just want to say thank you for getting real and raw. Okay. So I want to ask a little bit further so we can actually see the situation versus the story around it. Okay. So tell me a little bit more. First of all, are you able to pay your bills? Are you in a bad financial situation? Are you comfortable? What's the reality around it?
Okay. Yes, I am able to pay my bills, but I get by. I literally just get by. And I have found when I make investments in things, the investments seem to disappear. Um, I've invested quite a bit of money that I have had into different offers, and they seem legit. And over the years, and I lose them. I had a home that I owned, and I lost my home.
Okay, cool. This is great. This is perfect, Amy. Okay, so what we're seeing is the pattern and the cycle, and really what is like the theme of someone's life, right? So that's really what we're looking at. What we're doing here is taking a look at universal law and spiritual psychology and taking a look, because obviously this isn't like a coaching session, we'd be doing deep, deep work. But what we're looking for is what is the identity and what's the belief, right? So a good example of this is when I was a little girl, I grew up pretty poor. We went to the thrift store growing up. We didn't have really any money. And I remember there was a decision I made. It was actually my sister's birthday. And my mom stopped me the day that we are going to go for my sister's birthday to go ice skating. And she said, I'm so sorry. I don't have enough money to take your sister and her friends and take you ice skating. And I had to stay back. And I remember being so upset and I was like hyperventilating because I was a little girl. I wanted to go ice skating so bad. And I remember I decided in that moment that I would have money when I grew up. Now, this didn't mean that it was a good thing, because actually what happened is I ended up making money as I grew up, but it was from a lack and scarcity of wanting to get money to declare that I'd be enough. It wasn't until I did my deeper work, but that identity played out with perfection. So what do you think it is that is your identity? What is the identity that's projecting out, and the belief projecting out and reflecting back into the pattern of your life that's going over and over again?
What a powerful question. Nobody's ever asked that to me before. So the identity that is projecting out, if I look back to my childhood, I had learning disabilities. I always struggled. It was a constant struggle. So my identity is somebody who struggles, and I don't see the worth of being able to have.
Okay, great. I am somebody that struggles. Okay. That's a perfect example of understanding universal law just says yes. That's all it does. It doesn't know the difference between $1 or $1 billion. It doesn't know, right? One person in whatever position they are, they'd probably die to be in the position you are financially. They'd be like, I made it, right? The next person would be like, oh my gosh, she's broke, right? It's relative. So what matters is actually your perception of it. And obviously, universal law and spiritual psychology would show us that our identity, our perception of what's happening is playing out the story and the meaning, right? You could shift your perception and potentially feel like the most abundant person ever and be so grateful for everything that you have and live pure abundance right here and right now. Okay. So we want to do both those things. And obviously, this conversation can never override the deeper work that needs to happen, which is doing that deeper inner identity shifting work, which is really the core work we do in the school, which is all of its identity work. The game of life is an identity game. That's all it is, okay? Because all of life is just a perception. That's all it is. And being able to create whatever game you want to create, right? So we want to look at that. So it's great you already see that. Like this is amazing, Amy. Just right there. I just want to acknowledge and I want you to recognize right here how powerful you are. Because the consciousness that you are created that decision of I'm someone that struggles. And that decision has played out with precision in your manifestation. So I just want you to get that for a moment, how powerful you really are.
Yeah. Very. I'm honest to God, never have seen it this way.
Wow. Okay, great. Whenever we're doing any work, what we want to do, and what a lot of the self-development and spiritual work is we're trying to get positive. That's not what we're trying to do in spiritual psychology and universal law. What we're trying to do is to see and restore the truth of who someone is. And the truth is, Amy, you are all powerful. You're always been all powerful, and you will always be all powerful. It's impossible you will never have more power. Can never have less power. You are all powerful right now. And so in the recognition of seeing the perfection of how life got created exactly as it is, when we realize how powerful we are, we now are no longer resisting it. We're now going, oh, if I can create that, I can also create this.
Hmm. I see
Okay.
it. Hmm.
So what is it that you really do want to create?
I want to create a life of ease. I want to be able to enjoy my work, not feel depleted in it, and know that I am financially supported in it, that I could travel and enjoy my life, pay every bill. If I want to take a course or go to a retreat, pay for it without ever second guessing or wanting to put it on or needing to put it on a credit card. I want ease and security.
Okay, great. Do you know you can have ease right now?
I didn't, yes, you're making me aware of this.
Okay. Because look, even if someone say I has bills, let's just pretend that I have a bunch of credit card bills. Okay. It's not the bills that make me stressed out. It's the meaning and the perception. It doesn't mean I don't pay my bills. I'm going to still pay my bills or do whatever it takes or work whatever I need to work. But it is the consideration. And we know, again, I say it on here and I say it all the time, the gap of suffering is wanting people, places in life to be different than they are. So if I have credit cards, bills, it doesn't mean that they can't cause me suffering, by the way. It's impossible. What causes me suffering is wanting to not have the credit card bills.
Right.
Okay. So the truth is that if I'm somebody that decides I want to manifest a life of ease, ease doesn't come with more money. In fact, I promise you, the more money you have, if you're not able to master your mind and focus on ease, you'll actually have more suffering. Because it's going to magnify your mind. It's going to magnify who you are, good or bad. Do you get that?
Yes, I do. I
Okay,
don't know
great.
if I fully get so if I'm understanding correctly, it's finding the ease in my mind, finding ease in my current circumstance, and not
Yeah. So
looking
there's
at.
two things, right? Okay, so one is deciding to have ease,
Mm,
regardless of whether the credit cards are paid, you have more money or not. It's a decision to be in ease, meaning I'm not going to resist. What is ease? What's your definition of ease?
ease is everything is in flow. There's no resistance.
Yeah. So you can have flow regardless of the situation. Flow is only you get in the flow state with seeing and being in gratitude, even if it's there's something really hard I'm going through. It's like, wow, thank you for this lesson. Thank you for, right, the challenge that's demanding me to rise in my mindset and skill set. Thank you for this, right? That's the ease state. That's the flow state. That doesn't matter where you're at. I promise you. Trust me, I've been a mother where I had to go to the thrift store, and I've been somebody who had $1 million, and I found I could be just as miserable with the million dollars as whatever. It's all a state of mind. Okay. So being at ease is a decision. Okay. Now, having success and being able to say, go to any retreat and be able to pay for anything is a skill set. Those are two different things.
Got it.
Okay. So when you say, this is what I want to create ease, and I want to create money that I can go do these things. Now we have a few different goals here. Okay. So it doesn't mean that but we have to first embody the embodiment of what that end result is, right? It doesn't happen the opposite. Ease doesn't happen once I have that, then I'll be this. That's not the way we create in the universe. We create in our embodiment, and then life is the projection and reflection of that embodiment. So if you want to be someone that has a life of ease, you have to be somebody that lives in a state of ease. And then your life is going to begin to reflect and project and reflect that.
How do you do that, Dr. Erin?
Okay, cool. So there's a few different ways. Okay. So number one, of course, we've got to get in to the subconscious in doing regression work and getting in and doing that stuff that's kind of moving the big boulders that are subconsciously just projecting that identity all the time. But also with that, we have to get into a daily spiritual practice of building the muscle of ease. Okay. So what does that look like? That looks like, okay, I sit down in the morning when I'm doing my prayers and meditation, and I'm going to remind myself that I'm committed to be focusing on ease. That might look like I start with gratitude. That might look like I'm getting a piece of paper and I'm shifting my problems into the opportunities and looking at my problems and seeing the blessings that this is happening for me, right? It may be whatever it is to shift my mind to focus on ease, gratitude, and in the attitude of non-resistance. Okay,
I,
so
I
the
love that, shifting
yep.
your problems to opportunities. I love that.
Okay.
So good.
Right. So it's not like, it's just like get over it. No, it's not about that. It's work, but it's like, oh, let's see, for the last 30 years, I've built the muscle of complaining and resisting and whatever. So it's going to take a little bit of time to build that other muscle. Okay. You're going to not be perfect at first. The first time you're going to be like, oh, here I am. This sucks. And oh yeah, how do I do that again? How do I shift again? And you're going to start building that muscle again. Okay. Build that muscle again. I'm going to go in gratitude again. Okay. It sucks again. Okay. I'm going to go in and do some deeper work, but I'm going to get back in. I'm going to start shift. That's what prayer's for. That's what shifting prayer is. You start to shift the consciousness, shift it to see what can I do? What's the one inspired action I can do that's going to have me get in gratitude and also take bold action towards learning the mindset to pay off my bills and to actually learn how to make more money. Okay, it's not going to happen overnight. It's divine unfoldment. But what happens is it happens instantaneously when you decide, and then the rest is a divine unfoldment. It's like when someone decides to be a ballerina dancer. I use this in my book. When someone decides to be a ballerina dancer, say there's a little girl or little boy, and they say, I want to be a ballerina dancer. The day they decide, they're not the world-class ballerina dancer. It takes them a long time to learn the rudiments and build their muscles and their muscle memory and take the classes but there was something in them that decided they want to learn how to be a ballerina. And that is where you're at, my friend. You can decide right now and declare for yourself that you live a total grace and the flow state life, and that you have mastered the mindset and skill set to create abundance. Now, how? We release the how through manifestation, and we every day take bold action in doing that inner work, building the muscle of gratitude and shifting the mindset and doing deeper work and building the skill set of the business, because this is the truth. You can be a billionaire if you put your mind to it. Not saying that you desire that, so that may not be your destiny. But the truth is only you can stop yourself from whatever abundance.
Wow. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, good. So what are you ready to declare for yourself in your life today?
I'm ready to declare a life of limitless abundance and ease.
Great. Let's take a deep breath. Just knowing ease. I'm knowing such ease. Recognizing when we shift the consciousness, we open our eyes and we realize all the abundance in our life right now. We realize our health and our home and our food and even the computers or phones that we look at, that they took billions of dollars, trillions of dollars to create these computers in front of us. That I'm literally a trillionaire right now. Maybe not from what it shows exactly in my bank account, but if I take a look at my life, like we live greater than the greatest kings and queens of one point in time. We live with such abundance. And when we open up to this, we no longer resist. We receive the blessings. We actually can look around and see right now it's already done. The miracle is already here. The prosperity is already here. We don't control it and have it to be exactly in this exact bank account, whatever, and we can do that also. But when we begin to perceive, we receive. And knowing that we don't receive anything from the external world, we receive only from source within. All the abundance, all the innovation, all the invention, all of the new incredible ways of serving and bringing values and helping other people solve their problem. And in this, we give it exponentially out. We give it so abundantly that it multiplies abundantly and receive back. And we ask every day, source within me, show me the way for bold, inspired action to embody the mindset and the skill set to live a life of ease and abundance. And what I know for sure is whatever we focus on is what multiplies abundantly. And I'm knowing right now, right here for Amy, a life of ease and total abundance. It is done. As together we say, and so it is. Okay, amazing. I'm knowing this for you. And of course, look, we have to now embody every day. So I invite you, right, to just know that you're not going to be perfect and that every day, it's like every day, if I go to the gym a few times and I don't go again, it's not going to work, right? I have to go every day or every week, whatever, to keep consistent, whatever. So it's the same thing with your spiritual practice. It's the same thing with all of it, building your mindset and your skill set around business. So I invite you after this call to just sit down, write a list of what you're committed to, and take one thing and do one thing. That's it. Don't overwhelm yourself with all of it, but just take one thing that you can do every day, fulfill that one thing, and start getting committed through your spiritual practice, through your inner work, and through developing your business skill set. Okay?
Love it. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Dr.
Love you
Erin.
so much, Amy. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and may you live the truth.